Yeah, unfortunately, this is a question I get asked a lot, and I've been through a lot of tradespeople to tell you that there's more bad ones than there is good ones. And I guess the only advice I can give you right now is if I was to employ someone new to do a specific type of trade or a job, there'd be some telltale signs that I'd look for in the early days. Now, I don't like arrogant builders, people who are quite sure of themselves to the point where they're a bit forceful in their opinions. That's just a big no-no for me. I just have no appetite to work with people like that, especially when you're talking about building projects, because when it comes to them doing something wrong or something you've seen that you don't quite like, they'll have an answer for everything, which at the end of the day doesn't get the job done, doesn't get it rectified if it's a mistake. The other thing is never pay day rate. Now, I've got some pretty good guys who have worked with me for a long time, two separate groups, and they only ever price me on the job. And that way, we never fall out. If they want to leave early, come in late, take a day off, as long as the job is completed to the standard, on the time frame, for the price, then I'm really flexible. And it negates a lot of the management that I need to put into a job just by giving them price. So if you've got people on day rate, yes, they might do some really good work in one day, but like everyone, they have bad days. And when you're managing people on day rate, you have to do a lot more work yourself, which you don't take into account. And I've never ever had a great experience. I've got one lad who is on day rate with me, and it's easier for him to price day rate labor only. But the way I look at it is he gives me a kind of a fixed time frame, so it's still a fixed price. He still does the job for that. So it kind of works well. But you will have to kiss some frogs. The amount of people like who have priced a job for me, or they've come knocking on my door because they want the work that I've got, and they price for individual trays, they price for the whole job, they price to do the painting, and they let me down. I never forget I had one painter, recommended by a couple of numpties I've worked with prior, and they just paid him day rate blindly, and I didn't want to pay him day rate, but we agreed a price to do the job, but I'd pay him every week. And the first 2 weeks I watched him on my CCTV, he basically did fuck all, but I paid him as agreed every week because he was going to do the whole job in those 4 weeks. And at the end of the second week, just after I paid him, minutes later, he texted me to say he's got another job and he's fucking off. I took him to court and won, but I decided not to enforce it because the money was pretty low value, but I want to make the point of that. I take everyone to court and I win every single time. So unfortunately, you're going to have to go through this until you find some good guys. And when you do find a good guy, you know that you can trust them. They know they'll never take the piss, and you know that when things go wrong, they'll put it right. Question. And when you do find them, hang on to them. That's all I can really say. But I guess the last thought is never pay a deposit. Any builder who needs a deposit for any job clearly has his own issues. And if they can't get credit with building merchants, that's probably a good sign not to work with them.